All right, guys, I wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about today's lesson, which is Axis of Symmetry in the Vertex. I'm going to go through the process of finding both of those items using the equation. So our essential question is, how can I use the equation to find the axis of symmetry in the vertex of a quadratic function? So by the end of the video, you should be able to answer this question. Okay, the axis of symmetry, again, is a line that passes through the vertex of a quadratic function. It splits our quadratic in half from left to right. To find that axis of symmetry without graphing, you must look at our quadratic equation. Again, this is our quadratic equation in what we call standard form. Okay, so we want to make sure that our equation is in standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c. We're going to take the numbers from our given equation and we're going to put them into the formula for the axis of symmetry. Okay, the equation that we're given for the axis of symmetry is the opposite of b divided by 2 times a. And again, b comes from the number next to x, and a comes from the number in front of x squared. All right, so we have an example below that we're going to take a few moments to solve. Our example says we have x squared plus 6x minus 16. So again, we're going to look at this. If you notice, there is no number in front of x squared. So what I do is I put a 1 there to remind me that that belongs there. So again, this is my a number, this is my b number, and this is my c number. So I'm going to take the opposite of b, so the opposite of 6 is negative 6. And I'm going to divide it by 2 times my a number, which in this case is 1. Okay, and then I'm going to take negative 6 divided by 2 times 1, and I would get negative 3. So the answer for the axis of symmetry is x equals negative 3. Now the good news is that number can also be used to help us find the vertex. That is the x value of the vertex since they share that same point. So we're going to go ahead and plug a negative 3 in for our first number of the vertex. Now what we want to do is take that original equation, which was x squared plus 6x minus 16, and we want to replace the x's with the value that we got for our axis of symmetry. So I'm going to take this negative 3 that I got right up here, and I'm going to plug it in where the x used to be. Okay, and then I've got a couple of options. I can go to mathpapa.com and I can look for the Algebra Calculator and I can type in my equation using these numbers, or I can do it by hand. So negative 3 squared means negative 3 times negative 3, which is a positive 9. And then we have 6 times negative 3, which is a negative 18, and then minus 16. I'm going to use my math here and I'm going to work this out. So 9 minus 18 is a negative 9. Negative 9 minus 16, same sign, we're going to combine those. So that becomes negative 25. So my vertex is negative 3, negative 25. And that's all you have to do. So again, you want to start with the axis of symmetry. Take the opposite of the b number, divided by 2 times the a value. The answer to that is your answer for the axis of symmetry. In this case, it was x equals negative 3. For the second part, finding the vertex, I want to take that negative 3 and I want to plug it in to each of the spots where x used to be. I want to solve that equation, and then from there, I want to come up with my final answer, which was negative 25. So my vertex is negative 3, negative 25. I hope this helps. You'll be working on an assignment down farther in the module that you'll be doing this exact thing. Thanks for tuning in.